Wouldn't it be awesome if the military really was our bravest and boldest, who wanted to protect us and who were led by the most moral and intelligent people on the planet? Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be awesome? They're never puppets, they're only heroes. There's no doubt whatsoever that they're only doing the right thing. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Most of them really want to be heroes. You know, most of them really want to protect. It's the people that are putting them there. Those are the problems. The people that are pointing your nose, those are the bad guys. Go get them. I'll be over here with a pencil to write down how many you kill. And if you do a good job, I give you a shiny piece of metal and I stick it to your fucking chest. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be awesome?
You could be a Marine. You're really tough. You could be a Marine. Recruiters will come on college campuses, and the United States military uses many of the same things that cults do to indoctrinate the people into it. You know, cults change your identity. They change your name. Cults will shave your head. They'll make you wear certain clothes. They make you refer to people in a very specific way. They make you use a very specific language. In cults, people will tend to say the same thing over and over again. That's just based on whatever the leader said.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be awesome?
A lot of the indoctrination is very similar to when cults come out to campuses and stuff. It's a very similar thing. They get people to join up who haven't actually considered the reality of what they're going to be doing.
Why the fuck are we there in the first place? Like, what is going on? You know, I mean, is it as simple as, you know, we're over there because we need to keep these terrorists from becoming strong, we need to go and attack them at their base? Okay, I can see people falling for that.
They don't know that they're getting into more than just defending their country. They're getting into a well-studied system of brainwashing and conditioning that transforms them from normal American citizens into people who are willing to die for whatever their commander says.
There's a lot of people that say there's very few Taliban that are actually left in Afghanistan, that we have other motives. Afghanistan produces some 90-something% of the entire world's heroin. There's a lot of goddamn money in opium. All of it is being produced, literally, almost all of it, in this one place. Like, someone's making some fucking money off that. It's not like the UF's got in there and they stopped making heroin. No, there's more heroin and it's easier to get now. What is really going on? Our government dollars were going to pay the brother of the president of Afghanistan who's in the poppy business. Really? Is it that blatant? Is it that obvious? Are they really doing it that openly? I think they could justify that there's so much money involved in drugs and someone's going to make that money. People are addicted to drugs. Like, why don't we make that money? And at least that money's being made by the good guys. I mean, that's like the most idealistic point of view. Make sure your kids don't do drugs, but let's be honest, there are people out there that are going to do drugs. If anybody should make the money, it should be the good guys. I can see people falling for that.
Their war is protecting their dear friends from getting killed. So you develop these intense bonds with the people around you that are formed from massive bursts of adrenaline. You know how you remember everything in a dangerous situation? Everything becomes crystal clear. You see everything. Everything's kind of in slow motion. And then afterwards, you totally remember it with this vividness that you don't remember other things. This is where post-traumatic stress disorder comes from. Is that people who get really intense situations in war, they get these fucking memories burnt into their brains like tattoos. They can't forget it. Their mind keeps going back to it. Like when your memory wanders and you think back to a moment, it's kind of dulled and the colors are dim and you don't remember it. Their memories go back to it 100%, so it's like they're there. Their hearts start racing and it fucks up your life.
It's amazing how easy it is to sell the idea that you're supposed to go kill someone because some people that are in office, even though you know that everyone in office is essentially corrupted, but because those people are in office, they tell you you're allowed to kill these people.
Yeah.
Not only are you allowed to kill people, but when you come back, they'll be happy to see you.
Yeah.
Whereas like in any other time, if you find out that a guy killed somebody, like you're like, I don't want to be around that guy. But if you are around a war hero, it's a different feeling.
Sure.
You know, and a different feeling for them too.
If you're going to run an empire, the population has got to have deep and intense admiration for the military force, because if they don't, then the military force isn't going to function, because the military force is made up of the population.
You want a way to stop terrorist threats? Let's get the fuck out of their countries. How about that?
Great start.
How about that?
They're some of our best people. To send them off to bullshit wars, to To send them to waste them for these fucking politicians who are the real puppets of the corporations, that is beyond evil. We gotta send our troops over there to defend and fight for our country, making kids grow up without their dad for the rest of their lives. There's gonna be sentimental moments where a guy looks at a grainy picture of the person, man, I wonder what my dad was like. I bet it was pretty fucking cool.
They gotta fight for your freedom. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be awesome? When I found out that they need money for traumatic brain injuries for hospitals to deal with these guys when they come back overseas with these horrible injuries, the first thing I thought is, man, how is that possible they let that become an issue? You're telling me they don't have any money to spend on traumatic brain injury? Shouldn't they, like, invest in the best medicine possible with the smartest scientists? How much would that cost? Would that be cost prohibitive? If that's cost prohibitive, then that means a fucking war should be cost prohibitive. You shouldn't be investing in a war that you can't take care of your fucking soldiers after it's over.
You can't question what your commander says. You can't question whoever the superior officer is about doing this or that. You have to do it. War couldn't work if that wasn't the case. These effects are studied by the people whose job it is to make the troops efficient.
It's amazing when you break it down like that, instead of looking at it as a patriotic American who supports everything that we do overseas and, you know, put a fucking flag on your window that says, God bless our troops. You just describe it, it becomes insanity. It becomes a point where people are angry at you and they will say, you're talking shit about the American soldiers and the U.S. Army. Well, you actually, not even. The reality of the details is so horrific that people will interrupt you with excuses.
You could be a Marine. You're really tough. You could be a Marine.
But the bottom line is, it's all greed. It's all just nasty, evil greed. That's the whole reason why some drugs are legal and some drugs are illegal. It's because when they make them illegal, they can control what you do. It's one of the main reasons why marijuana is illegal. It's because it's so easy to grow. I mean, it's a really hardy plant. They're not going to be able to control it. They're not going to get taxes from that. You're not going to be able to wrap something up the way that you can wrap up OxyContin.
People who support war make money off of killing people. They literally transform human beings into money.
How about you stop occupying these fucking countries that don't really need us? No one needs us in Afghanistan. I want everybody's relatives come back fucking home.
Yes.
These people that are sending you over there are not looking out for your best interest. That's ridiculous.
That's right.
This is a time-old story. It's a timeless tale that's been told back and forth. The last edition was Vietnam, but apparently nobody fucking learned from it. Apparently everybody just still thinks that someone's looking out for you at the top. Despite all the evidence to the contrary, someone's looking out for you, man.